You just gotta stop giving a fuck, fellas. That's it. That's the God's honest truth. Everybody's so worried about what somebody else is gonna think. There's so much noise. Everybody's discussing different topics and everybody blase. I don't give a fuck. You really just have to stop caring. I was having dinner with a friend of mine a couple nights ago, and we were talking about everything from business, from sales to women to beating off, right? You know, like just men talking about different shit. And one of the topics that came up, right, because he had asked me a question of like if I would feel guilty for doing this or that. And I was just like, simple, I don't give a fuck. And everybody started laughing, right, at the table. And I expounded upon that. I was like, bro, all my life, I used to worry about what people would think. And I would like put myself in a mental prison. And I didn't really believe in myself, or I didn't really express myself the way that I knew that I could innately. It took me a long time to get to where I'm at right now as a man in my identity. And it's true what they say. The older you get, the less you give a fuck. And the reason why I believe women are attracted to older men is because older men are rooted in their identity. They've been through the bullshit, they've been scarred, right? They've learned, they've gone through all the little mental hoops that us as young men have to jump through in order to fully figure ourselves and move into our frame. And so consequently, when you're rooted in your identity, you're more authentic, you make more money, right? You get more opportunities. And so I had to like break that down, because you gotta stop giving a fuck. You gotta stop giving a fuck about these bitches. You gotta stop giving a fuck about going broke. Stop giving a fuck about comparing yourself to other people. Just stop giving a fuck. Now with some context, only allocate your attention to things that are going to move you forward and aggrandize you and position you on a level in a situation that's favorable. What do you want? You know, I was talking about how like when I first started vlogging on YouTube years ago, right? I used to be so self-conscious of what people in public would think about me, and oh, they're looking at me. And I know some guys like who want to get started with content creation are worried about what their family's gonna think, what people are gonna think. Man, people don't give a fuck, bro. Seriously. Here's a secret. Everybody is in it for themselves. Everybody is innately selfish. People are gonna look at you for 1 second and go about their business. People don't care, so why should you? As far as we know, fellas, we got this one go around. As far as we know. Obviously, there's the possibility of multiple lives and all that shit, but we're not gonna get into that. As far as we know, this is the only sentient experience we have. And to spend it worrying about what people are gonna think of you if you go for it all, right? If you start the business, if you move out the country, if you vlog, if you walk up to the girl, you might get rejected. So what? Who the fuck cares? You care too much. Chasing external validation because you haven't accepted yourself. I don't need shit to validate me anymore. I feel like I'm in a quadrant, I'm in a section of life right now where I'm really in my bag. Like I feel invincible. I'm just being honest, right? I'm to a place now to where I'm so rooted in who I am, I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about me, right? I was chilling with a woman last night, this shorty I'm seeing, and as I was sitting there on the couch with her, just chilling, I was just thinking in my head, right? Because she was like, hey, you know, like, let's watch a movie, da da da. And I remember like when we first started talking, she told me that like she didn't like action movies, right? Nigga, I put an action movie on because that's what I wanted to watch. You know what I mean? And I was laughing with myself in my head, right? Because I was like, Dud, you know damn well, nigga, 2-3 years ago, your ass would not have put this movie on because you would care so much about what she wanted to watch and you would be in her frame. You feel what I'm saying? And it's just these like little inner monologues that I have with myself where I can laugh at myself. I can laugh at the person I used to be. I cannot take myself so seriously and have fun. And when you're able to laugh at yourself because you've messed up or you've learned or you've been burned or you got your heart broken or you used to try to get validation, all these little things that all of us men go through, but you'll never admit it because you're a bitch. You can laugh at yourself and be free. It's not until, fellas, listen, it's not until you can laugh at yourself and admit that you care about what people think and that you would try to walk different, speak different, act different to fit into somebody else's frame. It's not until you can admit that, accept it, laugh at yourself, and then break from that to move into your frame, into your psychological frame. It's not until you do that. That's when you become free. And I just feel like I know, I don't feel, I know. I don't even believe, because believing, right, is to believe in something that you don't technically know exists. I know I'm in a new chapter of life. And I was talking with a good homie of mine the other day, right? Y'all know Martell. If you're in this male self-improvement space, right, y'all know Martell. And we were talking about how as business owners, we've moved past the grind. Like, we came from like poor Haitian families, poor backgrounds in the hood, to where we had to grind so hard to get to a certain place financially and just a certain place economically in our lives, to where now it's like we've outgrown that hustle season. Now it's time to move into like full identity and creating out of authenticity. And so that's why, like, if you guys notice on this channel, the topics that I make, the videos that I make are very specific. I'm talking about identity shifting, alter ego, right? This ties into business. This ties into relationships. We talk about all those things, but I do it from a place of authenticity, because I'm not trying to copy anybody else. Even if a video only gets 2,000 views, 10,000 views, right? Which is decent. It's like, I would rather put out a title that's less common and speak to specific people than go more broad and get millions of views. And then, like, I'm not really being my authentic self. You just got to stop giving a fuck, fellas, about everything, right? If you want to do something, do it. I got a homie here, right? I've been telling him for the longest time, bro, you get hella fucking attention on TikTok and Instagram. Create a program, bro. Offer services. He got some mental blockages. I'm like, bro, just do it, bro. Like, I'm literally giving you my like service as a friend for free, trying to help you. He's, oh, God. It's like, all right, bro. That's not for me to do the work for him. You got something right now that you know that you should be doing, that you want to be doing, but you worried about it, right? You letting all type of things get to you, right? Oh my gosh, like, I don't have the girl I want. I'm in a drought. I'm this, I'm that. You start doubting yourself because the woman you want, excuse me, doesn't want you. You start doubting yourself because maybe you don't have the money that you want in your bank account. Or I often come across guys like this too, who I work with. You do have the money you want, but you're still not fully congruent. Maybe you're the first person in your family to make a certain type of money, and that's fantastic, right? You have a great lifestyle, but you still have some mental barriers. You still got people that you have to navigate and learn how to say no and what to do. Stop giving a fuck. I don't give a fuck about anything. Seriously. I can't tell you how freeing this is, fellas. I'm with women, I don't give a fuck. I'm around other people, I don't give a fuck. Now, obviously, in context, I'm a complete gentleman, right? I'm cordial, I'm very respectful, right? Anybody that has met me in person, which I've had the privilege of meeting a couple of you guys recently in the streets, I'm always calm, respectful. I'm exactly who I am in real life, that I am on camera. But I don't let things get to me. I used to be the kind of person that would toss and turn at night thinking about, oh, I did this wrong, I did that wrong, right? Something else. You guys know I speak multiple languages, and I take great pride in like studying grammar, conjugation, context, and making sure that I speak properly. And I used to beat myself up over like pronouncing words incorrectly or saying a word wrong and embarrassing myself. I'm to a point now where it's like, yo, nigga, it's not your native tongue and you're doing a great job. Who the fuck cares? And that's how I move with every sector of my life. Business, I'm like, all right, this month we did good, but last month we did better. What's going on? Okay, I'll figure things out, but I'm not gonna beat myself up like I used to. And that's with anything in life, right? I don't do things anymore like solely to try to get validation or make other people happy. Like I'm in a real selfish season, and I feel like a lot of you guys, you've got to like break from the shackles of expectations of other people and really go into your selfish season and really build yourself up. I got a cousin right now who has a wedding in this month, by the end of this month. And I really want to go, but it's just too short notice. Like I have an entire business to run. I got fucking 35 clients. Like I have so many things going on. Like I can't just stop what I'm doing and fly to a whole nother continent for one day, spend all that money, disrupt my calendar, disappoint my clients, and interrupt everything I've got going on just because you want to get engaged in January and get married in June. Like that, it doesn't work that way. A lot of you guys have to say no. And that includes family. That includes the woman you're sleeping next to. That includes everybody. Ain't nothing wrong with being selfish, right? There's seasons for that. Right? A lot of y'all like to talk about monk mode and winter arc and this and that. Man, just fuck all that shit, bro, and just stop caring. Look maxing and all that, bro. Just do what you got to do to get to where you want to get to. If that entails working on certain things, fantastic. You work on this thing, on those things, you give it your all, but don't be stuck on an outcome. Because attachment is slowly killing all of us. I'm to a point where I've learned how to be detached. I made a video talk probably 8 months ago talking about how to truly love a woman without, being attached, right? That video went over a lot of people's heads. It's the same thing. The reason why I often intertwine business and relationships, right, and spiritualities, because all of these things coincide with each other. Once you can master business and sales, you start to realize everything in life is in sales. And same thing in sales and relationships, you cannot be attached to the outcome. You got a prospect on the call, you know your value, you present what it is, the person is there for a reason, they decide to join, cool, they don't, cool. You got a shorty that you're dealing with, okay, she may be the most beautiful thing that you've seen today. Things go well with her, cool. Things don't, cool. You have to be whole within yourself. And that starts from you accepting yourself and not giving a fuck. Stop trying to fit the mold of somebody else. You talking different, acting different, trying to be different. Just be yourself. Because when you accept yourself, fellas, when you accept yourself, you respect yourself. And when you respect yourself, everything comes to you automatically. It's not a facade. You don't care so much. God, I used to put so much pressure on myself, bro. You see all these topics that people are talking about these days of how women are this, women have high standards, or it's hard for the male, or, jobs and AI, bruh. You gotta ignore all the noise and just focus on your life. Because at the end of the day, people are gonna constantly be making news videos and all types of content, all type of shit. You have to focus on yourself. Period. Man, I swear to Bob, there's some weeks I don't even walk out the crib. I'm just in here doing me, bro. Enjoying my own energy, enjoying my own space. There's times I don't even want to be around women. I don't want to be around nobody, bro. It's not worth it. Okay, what? I'm going to invite shorty over. I'm going to get a little bit of ass, but then I got to entertain her or whatever. Look, there's seasons, fellas, where you're going to have to be all about yourself. And I want to make it clear that there's nothing wrong with that. I always tell you guys, conduct yourselves like gentlemen, be respectful, right? But you're gonna have to focus on yourself and stop caring about what people think, because at the end of the day, when that casket dips, it's gonna be you alone with you. A lot of guys like to run away from their problems and not confront them. A lot of guys aren't aware of their problems. Well, I'll tell you right now, if you can sit down and ask yourself these questions every day, who am I today? Am I being my authentic self? Did I do what I really wanted to do? Am I fulfilled? Why did I do this? Why am I doing this? What do I hope to get out of this? If money wasn't an option, would I be doing this? What would I do for free? Where do I want to live? Who am I? What do I bring to the world? What is my calling? Am I fulfilling my destiny that I believe is my destiny? What value am I bringing to the world? You ask yourself these questions every day, man, you're going to have to really uncover some deep things about you. But the more you ask those questions, the more aligned you become with the man that you are. A man has to sit down and ponder, like I always say. Question that you have to ask yourself, fellas, just stop giving a fuck. Only focus on the things that you can control and you will find peace. But if you want peace, you have to prepare for war. And those introspective questions I just gave you can oftentimes evoke and bring out some things in you that are very uncomfortable, but you have to face those. Simple. Tap that first link in my description or my comment section if you want to work with me on a one-to-one mentorship level. Apply. The second link will be to my school community group. The third link will be to simply book a 1-hour consultation. If you need help with any of these situations, topics that we speak about, or if you simply want to vent or pick my brain. That fourth link, depending on what time it is that you're watching this video, will be my ebook, Escaping Thyself, where I talk about how to overcome limiting beliefs such as self-sabotage, all right, and imposter syndrome. Salute.